Hello and welcome back to another vlog. Today's vlog is going to be very different because I guess it's like a vlog but also just an instructional video because I've gotten a lot of questions about how I take care of my hair. So my hair is this long and I've been growing it out for a while, but again, I've been getting a lot of questions about how I take care of it, what my maintenance looks like. And so today is hair maintenance day and just like style day. So I'm going to take you along and show you what I do. And I'm not saying this is anything you should do in particular. By the way, I'm just getting tape out because I'm gonna start doing my makeup. I'm not saying that this is what you should be doing. I'm just saying like, this is what I do. I'm gonna show you the products that I use, the process that I go through. So without further ado, we are going to just go straight into it. So something that I do every week, well, it's my goal to do it every week. If I'm good, I will do it every week. If not, it will be every other week or just whenever it happens, is to do a sesame oil hair mask. So this is something that I learned through Ayurveda. Actually, sesame oil is one of the most commonly used oils in Ayurvedic treatments, and oil is really, really good for the body because it's moisturizing, it's lubricating. A lot of us these days experience a lot of dryness, and oil is the exact opposite of dry. So that's what we use in therapy for the purpose of re-moisturizing my scalp, getting it all nice and circulated, and getting a lot of moisture into my hair, into my ends before washing it off. So one of the things that I attribute to my hair health and hair growth, and this is going to be different for everyone, okay? So I'm just sharing with you what it is that I do, is I don't wash my hair every day. I barely wash my hair. Again, whenever I do wash my hair is when I try to do the sesame oil hair mask, which I will share with you in a bit what I do. But it is typically just once a week because I find that my hair is fine. I don't get really oily. I don't get really dirty. If I do have a couple of days in a row where I sweat because maybe I'm doing hot yoga or it's just been really hot, then I will shower, obviously. But it's very intuitive for me, and I started doing this training of not showering I shower every day, not washing my hair every day, probably in college. So I would say over almost 10 years from now. I just started doing every other day I would wash my hair, and every 2 days, and then every 3 days, and then every 4 days. Honestly, it was just because I didn't want my hair to be wet while I was in the cold. I was in Boston, some of you know that. But now I just wash my hair every week, and I find that my hair does get a little bit rough towards the end of the week, but that's how I know it's time to re-oil and then wash. So what I do for the sesame oil hair mask, and by the way, if you want to know which oil is best for you, because it's good to use different oils for different body types, you can find out through an Ayurvedic practitioner or wellness coach near you. I'm just gonna let it warm. I'm not letting the water boil. I don't want to get it too hot, otherwise the oil will burn my scalp. And from here, I'm just gonna bring it with me into the bathroom, and then I will show you the application. So it looks like it's warming up a little bit, but we'll wait for the water to get a little bit warmer. Okay, so while I wait for the water to continue getting warm so my oil can be warm, I'm going to share with you another thing that I think is also important to mention, since this video is all about hair care, and I'm all about hair care, health care, holistic care. And so yes, we can do all the external things like doing these oil hair masks and using the right products for our hair, but nothing affects the strength of your hair more than a healthy digestive system, a healthy intake of important nutrients. And so something that I do is I eat a whole food plant-based diet. That's one. Obviously, moisturizing regularly internally with water on a regular basis is really important. And another thing that I think is a worthy mention is taking vitamins. So I wanted to show you what I use. And I've talked about this before. I take a prenatal. The one that I have is from My Kind Organics. They're the gummies. I don't really like gummies, to be honest with you, but this was all that was available from this brand. And I really like this brand of prenatals because it's sourced with organic whole food ingredients. So it's easier for your body to digest and understand and register. And it has so many things that obviously you would need in a prenatal stage. Although I am not pregnant, I just like to have this as a basis for healthy hair, because if my body is nourished enough to house and grow a baby, it can be nourished enough to house and grow some long, healthy hair. So this is what I take every day. It's just a prenatal, so it has all the vitamins and minerals and stuff that I need. Don't forget, outside of the external things you can do to the hair, we also have to think about the internal things, how we treat our body. Stress relief, sleep, exercise to keep the circulation going in your body so that your hair can receive nutrients is also very important. So it's all about that holistic lifestyle, unfortunately, but also fortunately. So I have my oil right here, and I'm just gonna use a rag to like trap all the oil that falls so it doesn't get onto my bathroom counter. I forgot to mention why I use rosemary oil along with the sesame oil. So that part is not Ayurvedic. I didn't learn it at all. I've just been doing my own thing with it, and rosemary is known to have a lot of like growth benefits for hair. There are a lot of rosemary extract products for hair growth on the market right now, and I have rosemary essential oil, so I thought I might as well just use it. This is just to test out the heat, and honestly, I talked for too long about the vitamins because it's just really hot. So I'm just kind of rubbing it out on my hands to let it cool down. Otherwise, if it was warm enough, I would have just poured it right on my scalp, but I don't want to burn myself. I'm honestly just really rubbing it into my scalp like a massage, and I'll do like this kind of movement to get the oil from my palm onto my fingertips. So I'm gonna start with this, just round circular motions on my scalp first. But really just one thing that I learned from Ayurveda is like being very, very generous with this oil application. I'm gonna wash it off anyway, so it's all good. So really taking this time to just massage the muscles of my scalp. So it looks like I have a lot of oil now at the roots of my hair. I'm just gonna add a little bit more, and after that, I'm gonna start moving downwards just to get the rest of my hair oily. Get it all moistened up, nourished, and lubricated. All right, so my hair is effectively oily and moist. So now I'm going to just put it up in a bun so it doesn't get all of my clothes and everything that I touch oily as well. Let this sit for at least 45 minutes to 3 hours. 3 hours max is what I have learned. I don't think that it's really necessary to keep oil or moisture or like masks in your hair overnight. I do it sometimes, honestly, if I get lazy, but 3 hours is really just like good enough time for your hair and scalp to really like soak in all of the oil. I have a bit of oil left over, so I'm actually just gonna cover this and save it to use next week. I did a Target run while I was doing the waiting for the hair to set in, and I needed to get a little bit more hair oil because after I wash my hair, I'm also going to put in some foam rollers and let that set overnight so that I can have some nice heatless curls. And last time I did that, I forgot to get hair oil and my hair was super dry and it got all tangled on the bottom and it was just a nightmare. So the one that I got was the Shea Moisture. It's bonding oil. To be honest, I didn't do any research. I don't even know if this is a good oil, if it has good reviews on Amazon. Extremely stimulating. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I just feel like I have to debrief from just getting 2 items from that very big store. I love that right now it's like 6:20 and the sun is still out. It's so bright. I love springtime. Today's actually the first day of spring. Not when you're watching this video, but when I'm recording this, this is the first day of spring. And actually, before I head into the shower, I do want to mention that I don't use any special or specific shampoo or conditioner, honestly. Like the shampoo that I use right now, I think is some natural brand of tea tree oil. Like I truly feel like the health of my hair is, of course I use like natural products and I have like a tea tree oil conditioner as well. but like the health of my hair, I feel, is something that's just come, one, with genetics, but also just from the inside out, right? Like having proper nutrition, sleep, taking care of myself, movement, doing like hair oil masks, and not overdoing it with heat styling. So I can't recommend any shampoo or conditioner items. I started off with making sure my hair was slightly damp in this towel, and I'm using these soft hair rollers by Conair. This is my second time using them, and to be honest with you, I really just want to use bigger curlers because the curls get really tight, and you'll see that later on. But this is what my hair looks like right now after I've washed and I brushed. It's slightly damp and very long, lots of length, and so I'm just sectioning out my hair and using a curler. These are foam curlers, so they're the kind that you've probably seen like your mom or your aunts use in the past. And I have tried so many different types of heatless curling methods, and so far this one feels easier to do. I've tried the headband, I've tried the, like whatever it is that you think you've tried as a heatless hairstyle, I have tried it, and I'm always trying more things because I like to style my hair. I just don't like to see it heat styled and damaged. So with these hair rollers, I use the smaller sizes on the bottom, and I roll kind of all the way up to my shoulders because I want to keep some space available for me to move my head around when I sleep. And I use the bigger rollers more closer to the top of my head. And the brush that I got at Target was actually really great, so I highly recommend a detangler brush like this that has a little spiral so it can move with your hair. And this is what I'm looking like after putting the rollers in my hair completely, and I'm going to sleep in this and let this dry in the foam rollers overnight. Good morning. It is now the next day. I slept in these rollers and now I'm about to take them out. I just wanted to do a little intro so you could see like how frizzy and messy it gets, but honestly, as long as I keep these ones in the back, oh my gosh, it's so hard to show you. As long as I keep these ones in the back like quite long on the end of the rollers, it's easy for me to adjust where I put my head down to sleep. So I'm gonna remove these now and I will show you the end result. Some of my hair was actually still kind of damp when I took my hair rollers out, but I didn't have time to keep my hair rollers in to let it dry completely. So some of the curls in the back have fallen, but ultimately this is just what the hair is looking like. I want bigger hair rollers because I think that these curls are just too small for my taste, and I would really love if they were a little bit bigger, because right now I feel like they're such small, tight curls. But these curls will hold just because my hair is like this for a week. Like my hair will still be kind of curly for a week to come, unless I wash my hair obviously or wet it at all. But this is the end result. Okay, so I have a few questions here that you have asked me through Instagram. And by the way, if you aren't following me on Instagram, that's where I post more like day-to-day stuff, so make sure you go check it out. And I just wanted to answer some questions that you guys had about my hair here. The first question that I have is, what do I do to help with tangles? Temple said that her hair is a similar length and is always in knots, and what I say is brush as you can, as much as you can, and during the drying process, what I do is I just make sure that my hair is like smooth. When it gets tangled, when it gets in little knots, when it's wet, it's so much harder to take out. Again, our hair is probably very different, but this is just what I do, and I don't use a brush all the time, but a detangler brush like the one that I got from Target yesterday is a really, really great tool. It just goes through the hair, through all the tangles, and smooths it out. And then adding some kind of oil to avoid frizziness like the one that I showed you guys could probably also help with the tangles. Also, if you have straight hair, it is a lot easier to prevent tangles than if you had curly hair, so just keep that in mind. And some easy ways to style long hair, obviously some braids. As you know, I did the foam curlers, which is what I did here. I also do really love to use my crimper, and that is a heat styling tool. I try my best to not use heat when I can, but I just really love my hair when it is in those waves, as you guys have maybe seen in other videos. But those are just ways that I style my hair, my long hair. Otherwise, it's always in a bun, or it's always in a clip, or in a braid, or in some kind of like low bun. And then somebody asked if they should go with rosemary oil or sesame oil for growth. And as you know, I use both. So sesame oil is, like I said, very nourishing for the scalp, it's nourishing for the body, and rosemary oil as that extract helps with like some growing properties. But again, it just depends on what you need. Like I said, and I will say this for the millionth time in this video, your lifestyle, the way that you eat, the way that you exercise, the way that you manage your stress and sleep is going to be very, very important for your hair health, as well as your vitamin intake. I will leave the link for the multi-nutrient that I use, as well as a hair, skin, and nails gummy that's vegan that I've used before that I really like as well. Those can really help. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed watching the process of how I maintain my hair, what I do, and got a little bit of inspiration from it. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below if you have any other questions or if there's anything else specifically you want to see next. I am all ears for it. But I hope you are having a wonderful morning, noon, day, or night, wherever you are. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.